I'm also going to record this on YouTube so I can share it later. I saw a quote on Hot Power Yoga's Instagram feed. It said, "Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. Don't let what's happening around you get inside and weigh you down." So how can we apply that to our practice today and to our day? So here we are in downward facing dog, taking any shape, any movement that you need. Maybe you're pedaling out your feet or walking them really nice and wide and windshield wipering your heels from one side and then to the other, and feel that really nice side body stretch. Wherever you go in your downward facing dog, at the bottom of your next exhale, slowly bend your knees, look to your hands, and tippy-toe walk your way all the way to the front of your mat. Feet inner hips width distance apart. Inhale, take a flat back. We talked about this, I think, last class. Softly bending into the knees, rolling your shoulder blades down and into place, and lengthen out so you can find a little bit more in the glutes and the hamstrings. And then release into the torso. Exhale, release all the way toward your crown of your head, reaches towards your mat. Inhale as you roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Rolling all the way to standing pose, shoulders roll up, back and down, fingertips reach actively towards the floor. Inhale, draw up, extended mountain. Exhale as you fold forward. Another flat back. Inhale, just like a deadlift. Holding on to that core strength, bend deep, stepping back to your first high plank of your yoga practice. Inhale your chin right over your fingertips, and then tap your knees down, slowly release all the way to your mat. See if you can get your elbows to graze your shirt as you go down. Inhale, take a baby cobra, maybe articulating the hands forward to pull the chest open just a little bit more. All the way back down to the floor, pressing back into tabletop, tuck your toes and pike your hips right back into your downward facing dog. That is one vinyasa. We'll practice two different kinds of three different kinds of vinyasas so that you can choose what works for you in the moment. Bend your knees, look to your hands, walk or take a big step to the front of your mat. Heel toe your feet together, big toes touch. Inhale right up to your first chair of your practice. Sink in. And we're gonna hold right here in chair. We're not gonna twist, but if you wanna take a really nice chest opener, and this is a great way to get into those abs that Rochelle just worked out for us. You can also take your hands behind you as a way of opening the chest, opening the front of the body. And we're paused here, letting the weight of our body sink into the quads, glutes, and hamstrings. Can you root down into all four corners of your feet, lifting your arches up, engaging the inner thighs, and find a little bit more fire here. Breathe and feel your way into what this work means for you. And how can you find joy in the journey? You can be grateful for what your body has to give today. Just one more full breath. At the bottom of your exhale, releasing those hands, inhale, stand tall onto your left foot. Right quadricep comes parallel to the floor, and then rotate through the hips. See if you can find the very edge. Press the heel back and step back into Warrior One. Warrior One takes a little bit of cultivation to get that right hip squared towards the front. Dig in.
Is that your music up?
Yes, it is.
It sounds like squeaky violin.
So, do you want to have talk about how your music sounds? It's hard to.
If my music sounds bad, I need to know that.
It's not. I know it's not a perfect system, so I was trying to.
No, I know. I'm just letting you know that it's just
Okay.
a distract.
It's off. All right, now Where were we? Warrior one. All right, squaring those hips towards the front. Fingertips reach up. If you want to play your own music, that might work well. Every time I try it, it never works out, so it's all good. It's all good. Squaring those hips just a little bit more. See if you can open up through that hip flexor. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, use your hands to come down, framing the foot, step back to high plank. Inhale, pull your chin over your fingertips and slowly lower down your whole body this time. Elbows graze your shirt, pointing the toes back. Inhale, take a baby cobra. Just like the first one. Exhale all the way back down to your chin. Press up to tabletop. Tuck your toes and pike your hips, downward facing dog. Of course, our goal is always to move through these postures slowly and with a full range of motion. Bend your knees, look to your hands. Walk or take a big step to the front of your mat. Heel toe your feet together, big toes touch. Engage in the inner thighs. Inhale, draw up to chair. I'm sorry I got grouchy, Rochelle.
Hey, we're all grouchy.
I'm like, can I just catch a break? Can I play my music and have yoga at the same time? Apparently I can't.
There are no breaks.
No.
In a pandemic.
No.
No.
Sitting a little deeper, finding your way into the work. Rooting down into all four corners of your feet. And this is where we practice that Buddhist concept of sitting with it. Sitting with discomfort when we want to move out. Sitting with the discomfort of what might be rolling around in our brain and training ourselves to come away from it and cultivate that gladness. If you're looking to open the chest, you can take those arms behind you or goalpost, cactus arms. Just one more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, inhaling your weight into your right foot, standing tall, left quadricep parallel to the floor. Externally rotate through the hip. Try to find full range of motion. Whoop, I almost fell over. Pressing the heel back, toes point towards the long edge of your mat, and slowly step back. Nice. Whew, I'm breathless. Rotating that rear hip forward. And for me, I always need to walk my feet in a little bit in order to get there. Squaring through the hips, pressing the front knee forward, and then see if you can find your way to the work. Arms reach up. Again, you can take that chest opener, heart opener. This is a great way to process that great ab work that we just did with Rochelle by opening up the front of the body. Continuing to square into that hip. Just one more full breath here. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to frame your foot. Step back to high plank. This time, as you exhale, come halfway down and hover. Elbows graze your shirt. Inhale your heart through the gateway of your arms for upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, as slowly as you can, travel back to downward facing dog. Easing into your heels, fingers fan, and take 5 breaths here in your downward facing dog. Sinking into the shoulders. Try not to let your shoulders creep up around your ears, but try to free your neck from your shoulders. Just 2 more full breaths, taking any movement that feels right for you. At the bottom of your next exhale, inhale your right leg up nice and high. As you exhale, pull through, knee comes towards your chin, chin comes over your fingertips. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee towards your right tricep. Can even balance it up on that tricep just a little bit. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee towards the left tricep. Inhale, draw all the way back. This time, as you exhale, pull the knee towards your belly button, arch through the back like a cat, and then step the foot down. Spiral over your heel to the floor. Inhale right up to warrior two. Travel right through warrior one. Sink in. Now we're going to do something a little different here today. Inhale, pull back, lengthen the front leg, and then pull the rear hand, the front hand, up towards the ceiling, reverse triangle. As you exhale, bend into the knee, bringing the forward arm to the forward thigh. Top fingertips reach towards where the ceiling meets the wall in front of you for your side angle. Inhale, draw back, reverse triangle. Exhale, pull forward, side angle. 3 more like that. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through. And try finding any variation of side angle that makes sense for you. Just 2 more. Reverse triangle, pulling through side angle. This is your last one like this, taking everything that you need. Inhale, draw up to warrior two. Exhale, come back around to warrior one. Inhale in place. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame your foot. Lift the left heel off of the mat. Take your right hand to your low back. Take a big inhale to draw from the crown of your head all the way to the rear heel. As you exhale, twist open. Right fingertips reach actively towards the ceiling. Twisting your triangle. Chin is lifted, heart is open. Just one more full breath here. And as you exhale, right hand comes to the outside of the right foot, but then walk it right into the inside. Tap the left knee down. Walk the right toe off of the right long edge of your mat into your lizard. But we're twisting that front leg open. Now, feel free to stay here with the hands right underneath your shoulders, or bend the rear knee, pointing the left toes towards the ceiling, and take your right hand and reach toward that right heel or the right ankle, or holding on to the pant leg. If you have a strap, this is a great place to use the strap. And sit with it. 3 more full breaths. Again, taking anything that feels right for you. Maybe even the twist doesn't feel right. Maybe it's in the low back. Maybe it's in the shoulders. Maybe it's in the core. Travel right back to the front. Just 1 more full breath here. Slowly bring the right toes back to the center. Walk your right hand to the outside of the right foot. Tuck the rear toe. Step back to high plank. Inhale your chin over your fingertips and slowly flow through your vinyasa. High to low push-up, your baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Everyone exhales as they press back to downward facing dog, and take 5 breaths in place here. And maybe you're tapping your knees down and walking them wide to a child's pose. This is a great place to take a breather, to get what you need. If you're feeling this particularly in the core, maybe taking a few cat-cows right here. Just 1 more full breath in your downward facing dog. If you're down in child's pose, come travel back up to downward facing dog with us, and let's all inhale the left leg up nice and high. Exhale as you pull through to high plank, knee comes towards your chin. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee comes towards the left tricep, maybe even finding a little balance right there. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pull through, knee towards your right tricep. Inhale, draw all the way back. This time, as you exhale and pull through, draw the knee towards the belly button, arch like a cat, and then step down. Spiraling your rear heel to the floor. Inhale as you draw all the way open to warrior two and sink in. Warrior two is a slightly deeper stance, right? We want the shoulders right over the hips, belly button draws in tight, tailbone is pointing towards the mat right underneath you, knee presses actively towards the pinky toe side of your foot, easing back into the heel. Fingertips reach in opposite directions. Take one more full breath here. At the bottom of your exhale, rear hand to your hip, palm up, inhale, reverse triangle, lengthening the front leg, but not locking out that knee. Exhale as you pull through to side angle, forearm to the thigh, reaching the top fingertips either towards where the ceiling meets the wall or straight up. Inhale, draw back, reverse triangle, lengthening the front leg. Exhale, side angle. And take this opportunity to start cultivating right into where each pose feels right for you. So maybe you go a little deeper in your side angle. Maybe you reach a little farther back in your reverse triangle. Last two. And this is your last one like this. Inhale, draw all the way back, taking super care with that front knee. As you exhale, bend into the knee, hands come down to frame the foot, rear heel lifts, and then take the left hand right to the low back, lengthen from the rear heel all the way to the crown of your head with your inhale. Exhale, twist open into low lunge. Just two more full breaths here, cultivating the work that you need through breath and through your presence. At the bottom of your next exhale, slowly release the hand, left hand back down to your mat, step back to high plank, inhale your chin right over your fingertips and flow through your vinyasa. Maybe that has you coming all the way to the mat.
You forgot lizard, Dawn.
What's that?
You forgot lizard on that side. Lizard?
It sounds like you're saying dessert.
Lizard.
Lizard. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale your right leg back up. And then step it to the left leg back up and step it to the outside of the left foot hand.
Dessert. She hears what she wants to hear.
Right? Slowly bring those toes right over the edge of the mat.
I'm surprised you didn't say wine. You forgot the wine.
Yeah. Let's start drinking now.
Wine in here. Plenty of wine.
Starting to ease the knee out to the side. And feel free to stay here or bend the rear knee, pointing the right toe towards the ceiling. You can take the left hand either to that front leg, using the hand to push that inner thigh away a little bit more, or take the left hand to the right foot, twisting your lizard just a little bit more. Feel that really nice opening through the right hip flexor, lengthening out through the crown of your head, remembering that every pose has the ability to be a heart opener. So play with this.
Oh, I found another Easter egg.
Slowly bringing your left hand back to the front, heel toe, the left foot in between your hands, step back to high plank and hold here for 5 breaths. So you know the places that you can go. You can go to right side plank for 2 breaths. You can go to fallen triangle for 2 breaths. You can flow to the other side for 2 breaths. You can don't fall down because that doesn't help anybody. And then you have 1 full breath at the end to either take a chaturanga push-up or just hold your high plank And then flow through your vinyasa, high to low, your baby cobra or upward facing dog. Everyone presses back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up nice and high. Stack your hips and bend your knee. Fan your fingers. Release down into your shoulder blades so we're not crawling up into those shoulders. And see if you can breathe here and sit with it. Maybe looking under your right arm. Playing with flexing or pointing that right foot. Whatever feels right for you. Last full breath. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale as we prepare to move. Exhale as you pull the right foot through the hands. Walk the hands to the long left edge of your mat. Inhale, take a flat back. And exhale as you fold forward. Standing straddle. Maybe heel toeing your feet a little wider apart. Take your fingertips and point them underneath, in between your legs towards the wall behind you, and then bend your elbows to pull yourself down just a little bit more. Maybe rocking onto the balls of your feet or into the heels to see if you can play with where this feels best for you, for your legs. One more full breath here. Slowly walking your fingertips out to the long left edge. Inhale into your right foot, coming all the way to a lateral lunge on the right side, and hold for 3 breaths. Again, every pose is a heart opener, so lengthen out from the crown of your head all the way to the tailbone. Last full breath. Use your exhale to travel all the way to the back. All of your weight in the left foot, and sit with it for 3 breaths. Last full breath. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale your way back to center, and then walking to the front of your mat, step back to high plank, and hold for 5 breaths. You can take 2 fallen triangles or 2 side planks. And then you can travel to the other side. You see me almost fall over? That was great. And then you've got 1 full breath as you prepare to travel into your vinyasa, high to low, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Everyone exhales back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up nice and high. Stack it open. Bend the knee and sit with it. Maybe focusing on the standing leg instead and easing the heel down a little bit closer towards your mat. Remembering that your heel may not touch the mat this week, this year, or this lifetime, but that's the direction that we're traveling in. Easing into your shoulders. Last full breath. And as you exhale, pull the knee through and step through, walking your hands to the long right edge of your mat. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. See if you have a little bit more space here. Heel toe the feet a little bit more. Now take your right hand to your left elbow. Now you can take your left hand to your low back if you like, or you can take that hand to heart center. Slowly switching sides. Left hand to your right ankle, twisting in. Slowly coming back to center. Inhale, take your flat back. Cultivate that core strength. Hold on to it as you exhale into your left foot. Lateral lunge for 3 breaths. Hold and cultivate. Heart opener. At the bottom of your next exhale, inhale as you travel to the back of your mat. All of your weight in the right foot. Sink in. Fingertips either on your mat or on your block. Lift the heart just a little bit higher, pulling the shoulder blades together, shoulders down. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly rotate back to the front. Step back to high plank. This is your last time for 5 full breaths, so take exactly what you need. And for some, it'll be just hanging out in your high plank and cultivating your best form. For others, it'll be traveling from right to left, or simply taking 5 chaturanga push-ups. This is your last full breath. And at the bottom of your exhale, travel through your vinyasa, high to low, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Everyone exhales back to downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Heel toe your feet together, big toes touch an inch between your heels, and inhale as you roll up, vertebra by vertebra, all the way to standing posture. Whew. Feeling nice and warm. Taking all of your weight into your left foot, softly bend into your knee. Lifting your heart high. When you're ready, start to bring your right quadricep parallel to the floor. Bending into the left knee just a little bit more. Take your right ankle to your left knee. And if you need a wall here, like I just did, go ahead and take one. Standing figure 4 can be a little challenging. Cultivate your way into this posture. See if you can sit a little deeper while you simultaneously keep the heart open. Keep the chest lifted. Any of my crow friends who want to play with figure 4 crow, you're going to take your triceps onto your shin and then bring your hands right to the floor. Use the toes to hook onto the tricep and find that balance. Just one more full breath here. I need a block and they're too far away. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, holding on to the balance in your left leg, send the right leg back, open up to the long right side of your mat, and come into half moon. If you have a block handy, they're really great to have right underneath your left hand. My blocks are too far away from me right now. Maybe flexing into the left heel to find a little bit more balance. Lifting the right arms up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, step back to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale as you spiral your hands all the way to frame your foot. Step back to high plank and flow through your vinyasa. High to low. Your baby cobra or up dog. Everyone exhales back to downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here in your downward facing dog to process all that balance work that you just did. Just 2 more full breaths. And this is your last full breath wherever you're going with your warrior, with your down dog. Bend your knees, look to your hands, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat. Heel toe your feet together, big toes touch. Inhale as you roll, vertebra by vertebra, all the way
Minutes left on.
to standing posture. Perfect. Inhale, draw your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands right down to your heart center. Standing in your right foot. And then just take a minute to find your balance here. Did you say 5 or 10?
7.
Okay. Bringing the left quadricep parallel to the floor. And then when you're ready, easing the left ankle onto the right knee and sitting in. Work to sit a little deeper, even if that means taking possession of a wall nearby. Find your way. Figure 4 is simply a standing pigeon pose. Getting deep into those hips, which are really taking a beating with a lot of neighborhood walks and a lot of sitting that we're doing these days. So always taking really good care of your hips is a great place to be. If you're looking to play with that balance work, and maybe even if you're not in crow yet, just bringing the triceps down onto the shin to play with it a little bit. Oh, look, I can reach my block. When you're ready, at the bottom of your next breath, use your next inhale to roll up and roll open to half moon. Finding balance by bending softly into your knee. Rooting down into all 4 corners of your feet. If the wall is going to be helpful for you to make this work a little more manageable, then by all means, take it. Take a deep breath in, and at the bottom of your exhale, step back to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale as you spiral your hands all the way down to frame your foot. Step back to high plank, and then exhale as you slowly lower your entire body down. Reaching your fingertips back, turn your head to one side, bend your knees, and just windshield wiper your feet from side to side. Nice and easy. Slowly walking your hands underneath your shoulders, pressing through tabletop, and come back to your child's pose. Walking your fingertips forward a little bit more. Pulling your tailbone back as if you're going to try to touch your mat in between your feet. Slowly inhaling up to hands and knees position, your tabletop. Just take a few cat-cows here to work out the spine. Last full breath. Slowly coming to neutral spine, sitting back on your heels, rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Bring them right down to your heart center. Holding your hands in prayer pose or bringing your hands to your heart. To give yourself, to give your body, and what your body can do for you, the love and appreciation it deserves. Cultivate your own joy today. Take a deep breath in. Give yourself a bow. Namaste. Nice job, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Woo.
you.
Let me see if I
Thank
can
you
see everybody.
for showing
There they are.
on. Thank you so much.
Nice job, you guys.
3 minutes.
Thank you.
What are we going to do with all our time?
Right?